Okay, high above the city of Johnsonburg, up the mountain into the timber. Here's an example of the resources available in the mountains of Johnsonburg. That is some good, cold, clean, fresh water right there. I've drank out of that many times. And I just thought I'd take a final walk through this part of Johnsonburg. And this will be the conclusion of my Johnsonburg walkthrough series. This is just a partial walkthrough of what the town actually is all about, and there's a lot of cool crevices and nooks and crannies of this place that it would take many days to show. I'm just so glad to be here. This is my number one pick for cool places that Noah Road has hung out in. You know, this is my number one pick for what I feel represents Pennsylvania to me more than any other place. Because it hasn't been spoiled yet, it hasn't been messed up, it hasn't been gentrified, and there's a little criminal element to a small degree, but not much. There's, petty crime. And some people that are a little bit on, some drugs and stuff. But they're petty. There's nothing really serious going on here. A few fights, a little bit of stealing, a rare break-in. Maybe once every few years, there could be somebody getting into a fight and one out of the two gets killed in a love triangle. I've heard of that happen twice over the years. But other than that, nothing. There isn't a bunch of homeless people, no tent cities. Nobody knows about it. And nobody really appreciates how great this town is. So it's slipped underneath the radar of most people who would probably come up here and either gentrify it, ruin it that way, or criminalize, because you could hide out up here in these mountains and nobody's doing it. So I have it pretty much to myself. If I choose to, go up in the mountains, they're available, the water, the resources, the beautiful apples during the season, of course. There's lots of high bush blueberries growing on and off for a couple of mile stretch. They have these power lines up on top of the mountains, and there's like the trees are kind of level, it's like a flat area where, power line trucks can come and things. And in that whole area, on the whole stretch, it can go for miles on and off. You got raspberries and high bush blueberries. They run all the way till, early August. We're just a little past season, and now the apples are starting to come into season. And the water is so plentiful up here. I don't have to go down into town to get water if I choose to camp up here. Now, it is pretty wild. You got coyotes, you do have black bear, but if you go to certain areas, kind of close to town, probably avoid those. If you're deep in the woods, that's probably where you get bothered by bear or coyotes more so than if you camp a little closer to town. That's a trick that I do. Go a little closer to town and you're a little safer. Well, anyways, this is a small sliver of my number one pick for what I believe represents Pennsylvania to me. Johnsonburg, Elk County. I lived here for about 8 years on and off. Anyways, This is probably going to be the fourth or the fifth little video I have since in the first video I uploaded on the long format. I think I got about 3 short videos. I explained I just do not know how to edit. I wish I did. I have the editing app. I got on the thing and I just can't figure out how to use it. One of these days I'll figure it out. Somebody will show me. Here are some more apples. These are kind of small ones though. Not bad though for this time of year. It's not really apple season yet. But yeah, here's a neighborhood up in the hills in Johnsonburg. It's pretty typical up here. This is in the Laurel Highlands and the Allegheny Mountains. This is the real Allegheny Mountains. They're not the highest in Pennsylvania, but they're pretty high by Pennsylvania standards. Well, anyways, I'm going to get down to town and meet my friend, and we're going to go back to, she's going to drop me back off in Du Bois tonight. And my little vacation away from my apartment is now come to an end. I'm just glad I had a chance to film my, really my number 1 pick, Johnsonburg, Pennsylvania. All right. As that said, no road. Over and out for now.